Hello, everyone. This is your girl, Erica Wilson, the host of It Had to Happen show. You knew that you had to turn to God because He's the only one that could get you out.
Such a blessing to be able to sit with you, son.
You know, like in the isolation, sometimes we feel lonely or not being able to fit in, or this person is not going to bother with me or whatever. But that is the time when God says, "Be still."
Right.
And know that I am God. There you go. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm a single mom with 2 kids, struggling, rape victim, homeless, robbed at gunpoint. All those things had to happen to me to birth me for my purpose today. And that's why I'm standing here today giving back.
That to say this, it had to happen.
Great day, great day, great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, and It Had to Happen. Guys, listen, this is right up my alley. Anyone that knows me know that I love football. And today's guest that I have on today, oh my gosh, I had the honor of meeting her a couple of years ago. But today's topic is, can I play football, Mom? Isn't it great to hear women talk football? So without further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others the beautiful Karen Reese, all the way from Dallas, Texas. How you doing, Queen?
Hi. How are you?
I am good. It is such an honor. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
The honor is all mine. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're most welcome. Look, this was long overdue. So I sat on your show, so it's only right that you come and bless us with your presence on mine. But before we get into your show, we want to know, who is Karen Reese? Could you just tell the audience who's Karen Reese?
Well, I am a mother. I am married. I've been married for 28 years. I have 4 children and I have 2 grandchildren. And I am just someone who loves her community, which is DeSoto, Texas.
Oh, awesome. So I had it wrong. I said Dallas. So you're in DeSoto.
Yeah, a lot of people say, because most of them don't know DeSoto, so a lot of people say Dallas. But I'm a believer of speaking things as though they were and speaking into the atmosphere. So I continue to speak DeSoto because I want people to know about DeSoto.
Well, that's okay. They're going to know about it by Karen Reese. I'll tell you that much. But go ahead and dig a little deep. Tell us, did you ever see what you're doing now as a kid? Was this your dream to be able to do what you're doing now?
No, it's not. And I often just like, okay, God, this is not something I dreamed about. This is not something I said when I was young. When I grow up, I want to do this. It's not that at all. And so I know that it's truly God creating in me. First, he created me desire to love people and serve people. And from that, he has created these different avenues of businesses that bring about people's story and journeys.
Wow. I mean, let me tell you something. That is so awesome. We know that we want to go one path, but God may detour us to a whole nother path because he say, not your will, but my will be done. You know,
Yes.
and it's just so great that we're able to serve on these platforms to be able to pour out to so many different other people because we have that love for people and not just love that agape love, that genuine love we actually have for people. And by bringing people on our platform and being able to speak out to the to others, you never know who you may be touching. And God says if you touch one, you've done enough. So
Yes.
I want the audience to know because I know how I met you, but I'm going to play this video right now, Karen, and then we're going to speak a little bit about it. But let's go ahead and roll this video when I first got to
She's two
Dallas.
sons on her own, and one of them got drafted into the NFL. Now she's helping other single mothers find the willpower to raise their children so that each of them may reach their fullest potential. Erica Wilson is CEO of AH-17 Wings, and she's also a proud mom to Dallas Cowboys Allen Hurns. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And welcome to Dallas.
Thank you.
Tell us about your organization.
AH-17 is a nonprofit organization for single moms. We gear towards the single mothers. I myself is a single mom, so I want to let them know that they can overcome their challenges as well. I was a young single mom. I had 2 kids in my by the time I was 20, and it was very, very hard. I struggled a little, but I was being birthed for my purpose. So now here I stand with AH-17 Wings.
And tell us, why are you starting this here in Dallas?
Oh, my son is here, and it's a must that we give back to the community. So
Right.
while Alan is here, playing for the Dallas Cowboys, it's a must that we get out there in the community and work.
So let's talk about some of those upcoming events that you got. I know you're going to the game today to see your son play, but what other events do you have?
We're going to donate a couple of 200 backpacks to the Tory program.
Oh, wow.
With the Potter's House, and we're going to go out and serve about 527 kids. So we're going to donate the 200 backpacks and some other things that we have for them.
Now, your son is a new player. I heard he's, starting for the games here. And will he be at any of these events? I know he's very proud of you. I follow him on IG. You're all over it, Mom.
Oh, all
he
over it.
loves you.
Yes. Yes, he'll be there tomorrow from time to start to time to finish. We always try to go out, and it's a must that he give back. So I don't care if he had a game the day before, he have to go out and give back. It's a must. We are blessed to be a blessing.
Now, you also had an awesome event yesterday at the Star there in Frisco, and there were some single moms there, and you really gave a good message just to keep moms uplifted. Some women were crying.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
It's good to see that I can impact at least one by telling my story. I like to tell my ladies and everyone that everything that you go through is not just for you. It's for you to help somebody else. If we don't tell our stories, how could we get someone else delivered? So God takes us through a couple of things just so we can be a blessing to someone else and witness to them to get them out of that situation that they may be in.
I know you're just starting off here in Dallas with the organization, but you've also left a legacy behind in Jacksonville.
Oh, yes, I'm still there in Jacksonville.
I know you are.
Yes. We're in Jacksonville, we're in Miami, and now we're expanding to Atlanta. So, yeah.
I know I've been saying you guys are a package deal, you and your son, and how are you guys really making sure that, you guys are always going to be that dynamic duo?
It's just the type of relationship we had. I guess by Alan seeing me struggle, that would make him really cling to me, and then he found out what happened to me 2 years ago, so that made him even closer to me. So everything that we talk every day, I text him every morning, and we just make sure we stay on top of each other. He pray for me, I pray for him, and we pray for each other.
Erica, I know you got an awesome, touching personal story that we may see in that book coming out soon.
It had to happen.
For sure. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Good luck at the game today. I'm excited. I know I'll be watching.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have another check of your news and weather right after this break.
Now, Karen, listen. that interview that I did that morning, that was like 6:30 in the morning, okay? Remember the night before we went
Right,
out. Let
right.
me tell you, I was so tired. But if you want to go ahead and just tell the audience, how did we end up meeting and how did you enjoy the event, our first event that we put on in Dallas at Frisco?
Well, Miss Shannon, I think Miss Shannon was she was a part of your organization, and so Shannon is a part of Can We Talk Sports, and so I think she invited me, and then I invited the other ladies, and we came to the event at the Star, and I just love how you were just you. No matter where you are, you were you, and you didn't have no problem reaching and touching those who were there. And so you reached out to one of the moms who was there and you ministered to her. And I'm just like, okay, she just stepped out of her mama role and ministered. And so I just love how no matter where you are, whatever God calls you to do, you were ready to do it and you did it. And so we met you there and you were just so warm-hearted and just welcomed us in and then just invited us to come along to share in the favor that you had. You allowed us to share in that. And it was a great experience. And I really, really enjoyed just hanging out with you.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. But like I said, I mean, I like to tell people it's nothing that I did, but everything that God did. So whenever He says move, I want to be able to move. And Alan likes to say, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So, so I'm just honored to have you guys there with me along for the ride. And that event was actually a great event. And when God showed me what I needed to tell the young lady, I did just that. I didn't hesitate or anything like that. I just moved when He told me to move. But
Yes, you
I'm
did.
telling you, we had the most amazing time at that event.
Yes.
And little do, like the young lady asked me, guys, please do forgive me. My allergies are on 1,000 right now, so you keep hearing me sniffle. And that's another thing. I've always dealt with that since you've known me. But yeah, so we had the honor of just networking that day.
Yes.
And it was so amazing that place, oh my God, tried to turn my head and not my heart. I cannot remember the name of the place where we had it, but they were just all over it. They were all,
Yeah.
oh yes, definitely. We'll open up the floor to you guys and give you your own space and things like that. And
Yes.
that's what it's all about, is paying it forward back into the community. Because when God has blessed you, you're supposed to be a blessing. And we're
Yes.
just grateful that you all accepted us in your city. We're from Miami, Florida, So we're honored that you all loved on us while we were
Yes.
there. So
Yes.
not
Yes.
only that, Karen, let me tell you, even that night, we said that we were going to go out and we knew that we had to. We knew that. Well, I knew I had to get up that next morning for that interview that you just saw. But my God, didn't we have a great time? How was your night? Was I stuck up? Because a lot of people say, sometimes that they think you may be stuck up because they put you in a certain position. But
Yeah.
how was I to you? Did I seem that way to you? Be honest. Be perfectly honest.
No, you wasn't at all. And we just enjoy first of all, I just enjoy just being a part of your entourage. But but I just enjoy, your conversation. We talked. I just enjoyed dancing with you. We're older
Yes.
moms and just showing that we still have groove. We still know how to party. So we were showing
Yeah.
those young people that we know how to party too. We know how to have a good time too. And it
Yes,
was just a
ma'am.
great atmosphere, just the fellowship of us
Yes.
building each other. It,
Mm.
it, it was just great. I mean,
I mean,
it
the
was just great.
love. It was just so much love in the room, let me tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
And even let's go back to the event at the Star. Even there, I think it was two young ladies. I do not remember their names either.
Kawashika
But
and Irisha. I think those are the
no,
two.
not that was with you. It was two other young ladies that was in the audience. And they were so moved. I watched them just bawl their eyes out. And that's what I like to tell people. You don't know my story. You see the glory, but you don't know my story. And I just thank God that he's humbled me, because like I said, it's nothing that I can do, but everything that God can do. So I
Yeah.
just thank God that I'm able to be that person, to be that beacon of light for somebody. Like, I may not be for everybody, but
Yeah.
I guarantee you God is going to use me to be for somebody. You
Yes.
understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? And that's, like I said, I thank God for you, and staying connected. Staying connected. So let's go back to, I know we did another event too. I think it was my book signing and Alan autograph signing that you came out to. How was that event? What do you say about that event?
Oh, yeah. And I also volunteered at your Ronald McDonald House when you gave out I don't know if it was Christmas, we gave out the
Mm-hmm.
gifts. You had the kids come pick up a gift for their moms. I
Mm-hmm.
thought I was like, wow. And those kids really enjoyed being able to bless their mom. So the Ronald McDonald House is where the kids who are in the hospital and the parents have to be in the hospital. And you gave back to that. And I thought that was awesome. I enjoyed being able to serve them breakfast. And then oh yeah, and then the book signing, I don't know where we were. Uh I don't know where we were, but yeah, Alan, I got my autograph, and there were people who came out. That people had opportunity to take pictures with them. It was great. It was just great. I just love how you guys purposely give back.
Yeah.
Purposely, you have to purposely give back. I heard somebody else say that just because you make it, you don't owe your community anything. Well, you guys have not
Wow.
taken, you haven't taken on that mentality. I don't know why they took that mentality, but you guys embrace giving back. You understand the purpose of giving back, remembering where you came from. That right
Oh,
there, that's a story in itself.
oh my God. Listen, like I said on that interview, it's a must that we get out and we serve the community, because there was a time when we didn't have Karen. You know, I mean, I couldn't give my kids everything that they wanted, but God made sure they had everything that they needed. So I always told God, excuse me, if you get me out of this situation, Lord, you know, if you get me out of this situation, I'll make sure that I pay it forward. Being in the house with your children, not knowing if you're going to be able to feed them, you going without, and things like that. But the outside world is only seeing the smiles. And when you guys go out in the outside world, a lot of people didn't know what was going on in the inside, and not that it was any of their business. But I could have probably got the help that I needed. I just didn't ask, because I'm glad I didn't, because we got a lesson out of it. Out of every bad thing one go through, they never know why it had to happen, but just
Mm,
know it had to happen. And it birthed me for my purpose, and not that just that. My kids see how to actually, value things,
yeah.
and know not to just, live life reckless, because we've been through some things. But here it is. We were there in Dallas, and like I said, after meeting you, you didn't stop. You support everything that we had. I'm talking about everything that we had. You supported, and when you spoke about the Ronald McDonald House, that was the most touching event to me ever. You understand? Kimberly did such a phenomenal job with connecting us there, and navigating everything. It went so well, and we
Yes.
wanted to put a little spin on it, right? Because we know at Ronald McDonald House, people pour into the kids. But what about those parents that were there, with their children day in, day out, seeing their kids just
Yeah.
basically, not knowing if
Yes.
they were going to make it or not, so terminal. And how can we put a little twist on this? So, okay, let's go ahead and give the kids, let the kids pick out a gift for their parents and be able to bless their parents. Did you
Yes.
see the looks on their faces, Karen?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
That was awesome, because as moms, we're always everything to everybody,
Right.
our kids, our husbands, family members. And sometimes we just need someone to say, I appreciate you. I know
That's
that you're
it.
here with me and I'm in the hospital. You're sacrificing. You're going without. You're not sleeping because you're
Yes.
here with me. And for somebody to come in and say, I just want to give you something. I just want to tell you that you're special.
Yes.
Here's this
Yes.
gift. That was,
Yes.
girl, that was the anointing right there.
Come on. What you say. And the thing is, when we were there, we didn't see not one, every face that was there, even though they're battling something so serious, was a smile. Was
Yes.
a smile. So they did more for me than we could ever do for them just by letting me see that, yes, I'm going through, but I'm able to go through with a smile on my face. Do
Yeah.
you remember my little friend Benjamin who kept waving at me? He was sitting in that room. Oh, yes, Benjamin.
Oh,
I remember his name. I mean, he was just my little friend. He made such a huge impact. And he just kept waving at me. He had this little teddy bear and doing it like this. But guys, listen, we've done some great things in Dallas area, Frisco area, alongside with Karen. Karen has supported us at AH17 Wings, guys. Every event. She didn't miss a beat. So we just do want to thank you, Karen, for even being there with us, to be able to serve with us. And I don't have an entourage. It's God
yes.
entourage. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just the angels that he has planted around me. So thank you. I really do
Welcome.
appreciate that. But
Praise
let's go
God.
ahead and talk football. Hey. So anybody that knows me know that I love football. So Karen, tell us about this amazing business that you have.
Well, first, I didn't like football, but I knew my husband liked football. So, as a wife, I was like, okay, I need to figure out something that we have in common or something. I need to learn something that he does. And so that's how I got into football. And then later on, my son played football. So, I did what any mom does is to serve into the booster club, And so I did that. And I saw how we had 300 kids come through the program, but after your kids graduate, none of the moms came back to share with the moms who are coming up. And I'm just like, come on, we need you to come back and share what you learned, so I don't necessarily have to make that mistake, or I can make an informed decision. And so
Right.
that right there just really rubbed my heart. I during that time, the reality shows was coming out, and I was like, what if we had a football mom reality show? And me and the moms, we kind of just laughed about it because we didn't want to be on no show fighting. So we was like, no,
Right.
that's not us. So one Sunday I was watching TV and I saw something come on. It was called Bringing Up Ballers. And I saw this mom interacting. And from watching it, God brought that idea back up to me. But because I had been volunteering with the football program for 3 or 4 years after my son graduated, I knew the kids' stories. I knew the parents' stories. And so God brought it back up to me. And what if they shared their stories? And so I just wrote it down and I came up with the word, can I play? My husband's like, can I play? What that mean? I said, I don't know. I just know God said it's can I play? I just know it means two things. I just know he gonna reveal it to me and tell me later, but I just know that it's can I play? And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
I wrote it down and I wrote down the things that parents deal with. And I called that the playbook. And so I was like, okay, parents need to come back and tell, how did they deal with their son when they had a groupie or the ACT or at that time we had a parent who had twins. So she was having to choose which college her kids was going to go to. So she needed somebody to come back and say, well, if you don't have the money going long distance, look at college. She just needed somebody to share with her
Right.
to help her to make a sound decision or an informed decision. So I just began to write it down, and I called all the some moms together and just kind of shared it with them. And I kind of told them that it was a reality show, but I really didn't know. And so that right there kind of scared everybody off, the fact that I said a reality show. But I continued to go with it. I continued to write it down. And then so God just began to continue to develop it. But I knew it was about sharing your story. I knew it was about the power of sharing your story. And so that's how it kind of started. I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to do this, because my son, he went to college, but he didn't go further along. So I was like, I'm not a specialist in this. I just know I want the story shared. And so I was trying to make a prototype of what this would look like and try to pitch it. Because I'm like, at that time, my husband, he didn't like football as much, or he didn't want me to be a part of it as much. And so I'm like, okay, let me get this off of me. But God just continued it. He just continued to create. He continued to pour it out to where now we have Can We Talk Sports? It is a sports mom show, and the commentators are the moms, and we are sharing our journeys. We're bringing on people. We're the one that asking the questions. We're asking the question that moms need to know in order to make an informed decision. So that's where we are.
Wow. And you know what? That's good that you did that, because when I remember when Alan finished his collegiate years at University of Miami, I didn't know which way to turn. I just basically, praying and hoping that I make, that I, have his back in making the right decisions. But I did go back to school because I wanted to learn,
Right.
I wanted to learn the lingo. What
Yeah.
these people were going to be saying, the financial advisors, the agents, the marketing team, whatever it is, I just wanted to know. I wanted to know the lingo so I can make sure that he was very well taken care of. So that's something good that you did, that you took it back. You didn't only take what God had instilled in you and keep it for you. You went back and you were willing to give it back. And look, that's what I'm talking about. When God bless you with something, you don't have to hold on to that thing. Pay it for it. It's going to help
Yes.
somebody else, So I remember, I think it was after Alan's injury, you came and interviewed me. Or maybe, was it after Alan's injury? I don't know, but you
Yeah.
came to the house
Because you was
and
moving. You was getting ready to move.
right. So you came and you did the interview, and we did all. We did the whole entire video. I mean, the interview and everything. Just tell the audience what happened with that.
The enemy. We did. I mean, we was gelling. We was vibing. We was getting into the topics. And then I looked at my phone, and nothing was recorded. I was like, that's the enemy. That's the enemy. But thank God you gave us an opportunity to come back and to interview you, me and Shannon. We had you locked up into the hotel. We was like, we finna get this.
But you
And
know what, though? Even though when you did the interview, it ended up me ministering to you. Do you remember that? And
Yes.
you were just in there crying. And
Yes.
I'm just saying to myself, that's probably what God wanted. All that time we sitting there, we just, like you said, we were talking, we were vibing, we were having such a good time, and then nothing was being recorded. But
Yes.
see, God, it's all on God's timing too. So even though I was able to minister to you, He knew that I would be coming back. You understand? Because we did leave. We did leave Dallas and went down to Miami because Alan was traded to Miami Dolphins. So the thing about it is, look how God made it a way where I came back for Alan to remove the screws out of his ankle. And on that same day, I was like, okay, y'all, I'm gonna be here. This is where I'm
Yeah.
gonna be. We gotta get this
Yeah.
thing done. And then enemy tried to show his head that day too, because remember, we
Yeah.
thought we were gonna do it downstairs,
Right.
but he wasn't stopping nothing that day. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and roll a little bit of that clip because I really enjoyed that interview. So let's go ahead and roll a little piece of that clip.
Walked out the church, and here it is. This guy was standing here greeting, telling everyone thank you for coming out. And I grabbed his hand. He reached out to grab my hand, and he shook it. And I said, "Do you know who I am?" And he looked me, eyeballing. He said, "You look familiar, my sister." I say,
Wow.
"Do you know who I am?" He said, "You look familiar, my sister." I say, "I should. You raped me when I was 10 years old." That's when the hand dropped. And he was like, "Me? You sure me?" And I was like, "Yes, sir." I called out his first and last name. He went to bawling. I'm talking about bawling. His wife was literally maybe 15 to 20 steps from us, but God did not allow her to come over there to see why her husband was crying like that.
Wow.
And he was like, "Is there anything I could do? Anything I could do?" I was like, "Mm-mm. I just want you to know that I forgive you, but I'll never forget." When I say that was my breakthrough right there, I walked away so light. I took my wings that day. I took it back and gave it to him. Because all that time I was carrying
all
his
those years.
baggage.
Right.
You know what he had done. I had no control. So why was I carrying it? So when I gave it back to him, I walked away so light. And I walked away and I saw him looking at me as I walked away. Wife still didn't come over. Wife and son still didn't come over to see. So I walked my friend to her car. She was like, "Are you going to be okay going back?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "You go ahead." Coming back around, that's when I seen the wife over there. And she was consoling him or whatever. But got in my car, and I'm telling you, from that point on, things have just started happening for me. Because all that time, here it is, you allow somebody else to make you be bitter.
Right.
And you're treating others so poorly because somebody
You're
else.
bleeding on them.
Yeah, you're literally bleeding on them. And here it is. Now the nice side started, manifesting.
You guys hear that? The nice side
nice
started
side.
coming out. She had to get free. Then the nice side of Erica.
It wasn't that the old Erica wasn't nice, but she just wasn't nothing to be reckoned with. She was definitely a handful, I can say. And
do you think that was a part of that full forgiveness, or that carrying that unforgiveness, and now you forgave it, so that was
absolutely
how important that is?
Yes, definitely. It is very, very important. It's very important because you're not forgiving that person for them. You're doing it for you.
Yourself. That's
You know,
right.
and then like I said, when I forgave him and I let him know, I was free. And then I learned how actually to love.
My God. What do you think about that interview?
First of all, I just appreciate you just being so candid, being so open, and sharing that, that whole experience. And so it was wonderful. I know that it ministered to a lot of people. Even I have had the experience of, being molested and having to forgive those, and understanding how the enemy sets those traps up, at an early age to stop us from where we're trying, where God has us going. And so that's why it's so wonderful power in sharing your story for somebody else to see. I've been through this. I got through this. I made it through this. And you can too. And God can still bless you. And God can still have a purpose for you. You still can move and have your being. And so it had to happen, but it didn't stop God from doing what he wanted to do in your life. So it was beautiful. I just thank you. I just thank you so much for sharing.
Well, I said I wasn't going to get on here and cry today. We're not going to spend much time on that, but it had to happen. It had to happen just how it did, Karen. And I understand it now. I didn't understand it when I was being violated, but I understand it now. So God had to use me for such a time as that so I can be able to. He,
Yeah.
They say God won't put more on you than you can bear. I don't ever wish that on anybody, nobody. But He used me, and I was able to pour back into so many others here. And I can sense when it happened to somebody all the time because the signs. There are certain
Mm,
signs that we show that one who it never happened to may miss. You
yeah.
understand? But I just thank God that I made it. You understand? Because they could have killed me. They could have left me for dead,
Yeah.
but I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
able to get my story across. And that's why I don't have a problem with being so open and candid about my story, because someone needs to hear that. It's going to, like you said, show them how, yes, this has happened to you. It don't make you any less of a person. You're not a nasty person. You're not a low person. It's nothing that you did to you bring this on. But at the end of the day, when it happens and you go and you try to get some help, they do make it seem like it's something that you did. So that's probably why a lot of women don't tell, or you have so many judges and they don't believe it. They go to questioning, well, what did she do? What did she have on? Or just
Yes.
something that should, But at the end of the day, I'm still here. And I
Yeah.
thank God for protecting me to still be here. So we're not going to spend much time on the pain, because guess what? It birthed your girl for her purpose. And I'm here by the glory of God. I'm here. And I just thank God. So we're going to talk
Yes.
about another piece of that interview that they didn't see. But hearing what had happened to me, it caused me to be this mean person, Karen. So when you heard that I got kicked out of a county,
County.
what was your thoughts? Did you believe that?
I was like, no, not this beautiful, poise, hair, everything together. What? I can't even imagine anything rough coming out from you. I can't even imagine that at all. So we laughed about that because I was like, that's like from night and day. I just can't imagine you being that type of person. You're so nice and poised and uh, glamorous and beautiful and but but you know what, I I have a cousin right now who has dealt with that, and still today is still locked up in that hurt to the point she hasn't forgiven herself. and and now alcohol plays a very important part. So I just, I just truly thank God. I mean, I don't know what else it could be that kind of keep us from not deep diving into sorrow, or the, I don't know, the enemy just really taking us and not letting us go. I just really thank God. I just really thank God for that. I remember as a young age when there was this boy. My mom used to whoop me and didn't like me to date this boy because he smoked weed. And one time he asked me about smoking weed, and I said, I'm gonna try it one time. And I said, if it don't get me high, I'm never gonna try it again. And I tried it that one time and it didn't do nothing for me. But I know that was God, because you just never know, that one smoke could have turned me into who knows, I could be hooked on drugs. But that was because the grace of God. He protected me. He protected me to where whatever was being done to me at a young age, it didn't continue to damage me and affect my adult life. It's just God. I don't know who else it could be.
That's it right there. But I tell you what, you said the key word. You said forgive. She didn't forgive herself. I guarantee you, if she was to forgive the person, she'll be set
Mm.
free. Because look, I told you I ended up being just this mean person. I was just really mean behind what happened to me, But again, once she forgive, I guarantee you she'll break free. I wish I had an opportunity to speak with her and minister to her and share my story with her. Um, because when one see, like you said, when one see that someone actually went through it, you can help somebody else get
Yeah.
through it. Hallelujah.
If you end up having your, that event that you have for single moms, where
Yes,
y'all dress up really good. I mean, y'all dress up
yes,
in that ball. If you end up
yes,
start having that again, I
yes,
will
ma'am.
bring her there.
Okay,
Whenever you
okay,
start doing that again, I will personally pay for her and bring her there so she can meet you.
okay. My producer says, can I send? Absolutely. So Karen, at the end of the show, send me your address so I could get her over my book. I will definitely send
Okay.
it, autograph it, and make sure she gets it. Queen Selena Johnson. I mean, Nelson, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But yes, I want to give her my book. Thank you so much, Mish. That's the baddest producer on this side of heaven. Just said that. But guys, let me go ahead and share our pictures that we took that day after the interview. And this was actually right after the day after Alan's surgery. And look how he looked. All right, let's go ahead and roll those pictures. Look at there. That was the very next day after them removing the screws out of his ankle. So Karen,
Beautiful.
I'm telling you, I just really do. I can't thank you enough. Like I said, I knew that I had to get you on. It had to happen. And when I sat there and I watched your production and I watched the things how you guys put things together, and all the ladies that's a part of Can We Talk Sports, they know sports, and that's what I'm talking about. And just to see how you guys come together and bring so many different people on. You just don't deal with just football. It's any type of sport. You had people on there, many walks of life. Just tell us about
Yeah.
some of your guests who stuck out to you the most, and just give the audience a little background on Can We Talk Sports.
Well, um, we have been blessed to have over 90 shows last year. Somebody asked me, why you have so many shows? And I'm like, it was COVID and everybody was in. I was just like, okay, let's just create some content. Even moms need to know about what to do since the barbershop is closed. She needs to know about how to do her hair since the beautician was closed. So I was creating content, having all kind of people on the show. But I've been fortunate enough to have someone from the WNBA. She was from Jamaica. And she even talked about how in Jamaica they don't even have a recreation center for the youth. And I'm just like, can we talk sports? We're coming to Jamaica. And so I'm just like, I just be speaking those things before I consider the cost. But I would love to go to Jamaica and be a part of her building a rec center for kids. Here we got kids, our kids do have some of everything to do over here in the United States. But to be able to take a group of people and we go and paint and to build something for kids to be able to play, that right there just really touched my heart. That touched my heart. So that was one of the great shows, is seeing how we could come together and raise some money and go to Jamaica and build a recreation center.
All right, God says write it down and make it plain. Don't say you don't know before you consider the cost. Listen, go ahead and write that thing down and make it plain. That's what our daddy says, so that's what we need to do. Don't be
All right.
afraid when he put things before us, because he placed people in our lives for a reason, you know. And that was one of the things like I've always wanted. I wanted a recreation center with me and my kids' name on it. And now my grandson, I'm in Bella. I'm a new
Oh,
grandmommy.
oh yeah. Hey, yeah, you are a granny. Welcome to the granny world.
Yes, 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 yes. But I'm a Bella. I'm a Bella.
Oh, Bella. Is that a new name for granny?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Oh my gosh, yes. But yeah, that's something that I've always dreamed of, to have a rec center with our names on it, and somewhere where the kids can go and just be free. We have
Yeah.
so much that's happening in the world today where the kids don't know where to turn. We don't have much things going on, and now they result into the street, and we're losing our
Yeah.
babies.
Yes.
So that is something awesome. So tell God what you want,
I'm gonna
write it
tell her.
down, make it plain, and
Yeah.
look, just wait for it to happen. You
Okay.
spoke it already, so just
Yeah.
get you have to have the faith, like Queen Selena and her son Elvin say, just the size of a mustard seed, and
Mm.
he'll make it happen. Guys, we're here live today at It Had to Happen with the girl Erica Wilson, and I have the beautiful Karen Reese all the way from DeSoto, Texas, y'all. And I had the honor of meeting Miss Karen years ago, and she made sure that she showed up to every event that AH17 put on in Frisco or Dallas. Karen, did you ever make it to a game with me? I know Shannon did.
You gave me tickets, girl. You have.
Look,
I'm telling you that favor. You just been. You poured that favor on me. You gave me tickets to go to a game.
oh
Girl, I
my
was so honored.
God.
You just don't know.
Oh,
You just have been a blessing to me.
oh my God. Listen, let me tell you, I used to dream, Karen. I used to stay right by the Dolphin Stadium, right? And that's before they put the wall up and beautified the stadium and all that. They were just laying down the grass and things like that. But I used to dream of wanting to take my children like to a game. You
Mm.
understand? But how could I take them to a game? I'm a struggling single mom. Like, how could I do that? So I know that if I ever was given the opportunity, that I would love to make that happen for somebody else. And that was one of the things that we do in 88 Blessings. We do like a family fun day. And even though it's just a scrimmage, we get 1 year, we had 400 people.
Wow.
400 when I was here in Jaguars. And then, I just make sure that I try to pour into someone, even they don't have to be less fortunate, but just love football and may just can't get there. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? And I'm just glad I didn't even remember I gave you tickets. So I'm glad that how did you enjoy the game? Did you have a good time? Because let me tell you, that stadium is the bomb.
Right.
Dallas Cowboy Stadium is the bomb, y'all. It's cold on the inside, but it's the bomb. How did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed sitting in those luscious seats because I'm wide, so I can, I enjoyed being able to sit in a seat that my butt could fit in. So I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Oh my gosh, yes, we had such a great time. I'm telling you, at every game, we used to have such a great time. And I remember taking Shannon too. I think it was Shannon and her nephew or something like that. I just love, love, love pouring into people. And if I could put a
Yes.
smile on anybody's face, it costs you nothing to
Yeah.
be nice, but it could cost you every single thing to be nasty. And guys, we have Karen here all the way from DeSoto, Texas, and she has this show. I don't know what she's waiting on by putting it back out. Can we talk sports? But if one wants to get in contact with you just for some information, we may have a mom out there that have an athlete and don't know where to turn. How could one get in contact with you, Karen?
Well, you can email. You can email me at canwetalksports@gmail.com. I am always looking for stories. I'm always looking for someone to come on and share their stories, share their journey, that it will be able to help someone else. So canwetalksports@gmail.com. Email me and come on the show.
Okay, I tell you what, and I'm gonna tell you what worked for me yesterday. And I was just sharing this with my producer in the green room. I'm telling you, God sure enough know he is too much. I was just speaking with my producer in the green room, and I was just telling her that IH2H is booked all the way into August. And I was just saying I wanted to book July and August up because football is getting ready back to start. And I'm getting ready back to start, and I want to be, to the practices and going to the games, and I want to make sure my schedule is, in position and tight. So here it is. I'm gonna get with you after the show. Now I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm telling you in front of everybody. I'm not going to call you, but I'm giving you the information and I want you to get in contact with me. I'm going to show you what I used, a method that I used that God gave me as I was sitting in my bed yesterday. And when I did it, people went to booking. Karen, we can't wait anymore. We got to go out and get what we want. God says we got to work for this thing. Nothing too much is given, much is what?
Yeah, required.
Required. So we can't sit back and wait anymore. And if one don't want to be on the show, that's okay too. That's fine. Move on to the next, because one no will get you two yeses, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Yeah.
But just we have to go out and get it. I've always been a go-getter all my life. I've been a go-getter. You hear me? So I'm going to show you, I'm going to share exactly what method God gave me, and I'll give you that same method, and you'll do I'm telling you now, you're going to call me, because I can say I'm going to call you and it totally slipped my mind. But I'm going to show you exactly what worked for me. And prayerfully, it worked for you as well, because I know your show. You bring on people and you educate them. They're not going to leave. They're going to leave with something. You know, they're going to definitely leave with something. And it's definitely some mothers or some, even fathers. Don't think we're just leaning towards the mothers. Even fathers out there that have, after, you know, men think they know everything sometimes. But listen, from a mother's point of view, like it was certain things when Alan went to, even with the college, in the college year, the collegiate years, it's certain things that you cannot do that those boys will lose their scholarships. You know what I'm saying? And people need to know that. What do you do to prepare? What do you, I mean, what I did, Karen, would work for me and Alan. Alan's job was to excel in school. Then you worry about football, okay? That number one was education. And then you do what you need to do in football. But by him handling what he needs to handle in the classroom and on the field, I was able in the back to make sure that everything was straight with this, you know, with his grades and things like that. Make sure he's staying on track. Not only that, when you have a full scholarship, people don't understand that you still need to pay attention to what goes on. I mean, you have to pay, because he had full scholarship. So how do you owe money? You understand, for an apartment, you know, for boarding. So if you got a full scholarship, how do you have that? Do you know they held my baby's diploma for 2 years? I fought 2 years to get that diploma. You hear me? Listen, that's all I asked my kids for, so I wanted it. You know what I mean? So when I spoke with Alan's agent, and he got on top of it because he went to the University of Miami as well, and I got my baby, you know, we got it squared away and everything like that. But you have to be on that. Dads, you need to hear that too. You have to be on that. And sometimes the kid be so busy to try to keep up with school, and then keep up with football, keep up with workouts. And, you know, they try to do the little dating thing. I don't know, you know, but you have to keep up with those type of things. What do you do when, say for instance, Karen, if me and your son, our sons was in the same dorm room, right? And here it is. I go down and maybe take Alan to dinner or whatever, and it's pouring down raining now, and I see your son walking. I can't give your son a ride. Do you know that? That's what they say. But I can't give him a ride because, yes, it's simple as that. It's simple. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So listen, it's deep. It's deeper than rap, as the kids say. So yeah,
it's getting real deep. It's getting real, especially with now. It's all more so how we have to educate, especially with what's happening with the NCAA, and now their likeness, and now they can get endorsements. They can go all the way to high school now for endorsement. So this is going to be a whole new ball game.
Listen,
whole new ball game.
It is.
We already have people who are going after our younger kids, you know, 9 and 8 year old. They're doing traveling football. The 9 and 8 year olds can get rings. You know, you're not wait till you get to high school to get a championship ring. Their little 9 and 8 year olds got rings. So this industry is so big that they're going to our younger kids. And so now parents, you know, they're getting their kids YouTube channels and showing this story of bringing up this MVP player. And it's a lot going on. So we just really have to educate every parent and really just it's a lot. We're going to have our eyes open on a lot of things.
I totally agree with you because I was just, as you were saying that, here it is. We have to make sure, one, this is what our kids want to do. It can't be the parent's dream. It has to be the kid's dream. Because let me tell you,
Yes.
you have this child going out there and they're being puffed up. Okay, little league, you know, you get to high school, you know, you okay. You know, in high school, you okay. You go to college, you're good. You go to the NFL, everybody's great. But listen to this. What happens if you have that kid and you pumping him up and you pushing him forward and this is not his dream, right? And then he makes it all the way up into, you know, graduate college and everything, get it ready to go to the league and slip through the radar and go undrafted. Do you know what that would do to a kid that's not strong? Like that's not, his mentality is not as strong. So you got to
Yeah.
make sure that your kid this is what your kids wanted, not that the parent wanted.
Yeah.
And here it is, you know, like Allen was highly recruited, you know, he broke the record at University of Miami, but he still slipped through the radar. But see, little do everybody know, he was delayed, but he wasn't denied. And he
Yeah.
still made it in. But what about those few that don't make it in? You
Yeah.
understand me? You don't want to break a kid like that. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So you need to know, have those talks with your kids to make sure that that's something that they want to do. You know,
Yeah.
even though you said you did all the way to college and then it just stopped there. You see what I'm saying? So how
Yeah.
do you coach a kid when that happens? How
Yeah.
did
I
you
think
coach your son?
I am somebody that was guilty of just, we were a sports family and I did not create a balance for my son. All we did was sports. And so because of that, he didn't even, when he stopped playing, it was almost like he had to figure out who he was because I didn't introduce him to nothing else. I didn't show him his worth in nothing else but football. And so that's one of the things that really drives me into sharing this story. If I can do nothing else to tell a parent to create a balance for your kids, it's one thing they like football, but find something else they like as well, whether it's playing the instrument or drawing. Create a balance because we already know not everybody's going to make it to the top level. And so we have to give them some other resources to say, okay, I like to draw or I like to play an instrument. I like to sing if this doesn't work out for me. You're creating something else that they can do. And so that's the one thing that really kind of just drives me in sharing that one thing. That was my one mistake. I mean, one of my mistakes as a parent, as a sports parent, is, and then my son, he ended up going to prep school, and in the prep school they have all kind of classes and they may constantly meet and talk to the kids. And one of the things that my son said, he's like, I don't know if my parents would don't have anything else other to talk about if we don't talk about sports. And today I still struggle with that. I still struggle with having other conversations with my son other than sports because that's all we did. And so that's my one thing is sharing to parents to create that balance.
Well, I'm guilty of that as well. I always told expo for my kids, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And Dara is like I'm talking about the whiz of the family. Very, very smart. Alan is smart as well, but Dara is a freaking whiz. You hear me? But Alan's response will always be football player, football player, football player. So don't feel guilty because everything that happened had to happen. So free yourself from that today, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Free yourself, let it go. Everything happened just the way that God wanted it to happen. You understand what I'm saying? And no, it may not have worked out for him to go to the NFL, but what you said too is you needed to speak to him about different things, not just about what he liked, But when he liked it, what parents need to do is show them that, okay, this is may not, I may not like it in the back of their head, but okay, I'm proud that, I'm proud of you regardless of what.
Right.
And then that kid won't be so sheltered and won't be scared to say what else they're, look what your son said. I don't know if my mom basically would be interested in this because we only talked about football.
Yeah.
Look at that. So we have to show our kids that we're proud of them in whatever they choose to do. Because guess what? When they go out there, they the ones have to live their lives for the rest of it. We can't live their lives for them.
Yeah.
So we just have to be that backbone to push. You understand? If this is what you want to do, let me back you, son. It may not be something that I like, but let me back you. You understand? You have to learn. My kids tell me all the time, Mom, you have to let us fall on our face, basically. But as a mother or a parent, you don't want to see that. And one thing about it, and two things for sure, a mother know. A mother know her sons. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you just have to take that stance back and say, okay, son, I'll let you go. Do what you got to
Yeah.
do, and then that's just that. But I know I have to bring you back because we're on 5:30, Karen. We definitely have to have a part 2 because we touched on the topic at the end that parents definitely need to hear. And guys, we don't want to hold my producer long. She's on her vacation. She bad, y'all. I'm telling y'all. And she came on today to help me out with It Had to Happen. Miss, I love you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Karen, it was such an honor to sit here with you today for you to be able to share this. And I want you to go on and book for your second topic because we don't want to keep this too far out because we're going to come back and we want to attack this because we have so many parents that kids is getting ready to go to the next level, whether it's college or even the NFL that, may be listening in and need this knowledge. Or better yet, I do want you to come back on. It had to happen, but can we talk sports? We could take it either way. I'm open, because this is something to put you, hey, I'm open for it. So yes, definitely. But we do need to touch this topic again. Definitely, because there's so many people, men, women, that needs to hear it. And in the football camps, I want to do, not, they come out there, they do their drills, that's fine. But what can they leave? What kind of knowledge could they leave with as far as, what's going to happen after I finish running these drills?
Right.
So we'll get back to that, guys. I'm telling you, you're either going to catch it on Can We Talk Sports or It Had to Happen, but just know that you're going to catch it. And tell us once again, Karen, how we can get in contact with you.
You can email me at canwetalksports@gmail.com. We have a Facebook page called Can We Talk Sports. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. And so our season I'm trying to get to that season starting back in August. We're going to be going into the studio. If you were in Dallas, I would definitely just go ahead and record it and bring you into the studio if you was in Dallas.
I can get on the next day smoking. I don't have no small kids. You ain't saying nothing but a word. But what I want you to do, I want you to change that. I don't want you to say try. I want you to say this is what's going to happen. Speak those things as though they were. So
yes.
This is what I'm going to do.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to, second season is going to start in August. And, I feel like God is leading me towards panels, and I would love to have a panel of professional moms, NFL moms, NBA moms, soccer moms, and just bring you guys all on the show. And let's just talk from the different levels of sports and how things are different in the different sports. So I may be like, come on, send you a ticket and say, come on out here and let's do this.
I'm touching and agreeing with you. Agreeing with you. Guys, we're here live today. And It Had to Happen with the girl, Erica Wilson, and the beautiful Karen Reese, all the way from DeSoto, Texas, guys. I told you what, this Monday, you don't want to miss Flight 2021, an hour of power. Guys, the Bishop Kenny Berry and the beautiful Satara J be going in on our prayer broadcast. So if you haven't caught our prayer broadcast, please do meet us back here, if God's willing, at 5:30 on Mondays. Every Monday we're here before you guys, if God's willing, to spread the word. And I'm telling you, we're on this series now, Karen. It's called Spiritual Warfare. Baby, it was hot on this Monday, let me tell you. So just know that this series is just started. If you missed it, you can go back to the YouTube page and watch it. But if you would like to book with the girl, you can go to my website at www.ericawilsonih2h.com. Again, www.ericawilsonih2h.com. Remember that it had to happen. It didn't happen just for you. It happened to you, but not just for you, but for somebody else. Thank you, Elvin. He say hot, hot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But Karen, thank you so much. The audience, you guys rock. We could not do this without you, and you. So we thank each and every one of you from Live Oaks, Florida to Miami, Florida. I don't know where else we have people from DeSoto, Texas. Hey, check it in. We love you all. Continue to be blessed. Be safe, guys, because I'm telling y'all, it's getting down outside. The wind is blowing, and I don't know what Elsa is trying to do. But Elsa need to go back and be frozen, okay? God bless you all. Thank you again, Karen. I love you. And just let me know, is there anything I do? But remember what I said. I do want to show you what helped me. I pray that it helped you. We love our motto here at 88 Blessings is help us help you. Guys, we love you. Until next time, I'm going to send you some love and a virtual hug. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Erica's Empowering Empire. 88 Blessings Soar Movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare. We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It had to happen with Erica Wilson. Following our social media.